This W.O.M, or should I say Peep this word of mouth. We're back with a special episode, and we got some things we want to speak about.
Is it special or is it just, really another day? It's business as usual.
It's not a day. It's another day, bro.
But we get to have some fun talking about some socials. We get to talk about some socials that, some people share with us.
And let them know that Peep this W.O.M is here for those that matter. And if you're not here, then you really don't matter.
Whoa, what is that? Whoa, Illuminati, what was that about?
Oh,
whoa.
Man.
I don't know what that was about.
It's good to see you. It's good to see you,
Where you been?
bro.
You've been traveling around the world. I called you Carmen San Diego, but I got to call you Carmine San Diego.
Yeah, and when I was saying not matter, I'm talking about the audience, not people.
The audience don't matter, yo.
Hey, those who not here with us, they don't matter.
He is wrong. You all matter in my heart. Follow us, subscribe. I want you to matter. I want you to come follow us and give me money.
And if you don't follow us, then you don't matter. I'm just joking.
Everybody's a potential follower.
Nah, I'm just joking. It's all good.
He's not joking.
He's not joking. Maybe not. But
what's up?
You know what's interesting, bro? Sometimes we go through life and there's things that happen to us out of our control.
Everything.
Right? And there's certain things that happen with our control. There's people that we have with us. There's people that we have against us.
Against us.
You see where I'm going?
You got enemies like that?
Sometimes.
Hold up. Do you have frenemies?
I do have some frenemies.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't think you do.
And the crazy thing is, you know the place. Sometimes you just need them for whatever you need them for. Okay. You use each other. Frenemies. You know what I mean?
You better than me. I don't know. I can't be dealing with that type of stuff sometimes.
You know, politicians are mostly frenemies.
Okay, fair enough.
You know
but that's business.
Saying? That's what I'm saying. I use them as business.
Okay, now I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Now I get you.
So speaking on that, right? The quote of the day, right?
Quote.
Know the difference between those who feed your soil and those who just grab the fruit.
Has anybody been grabbing your fruits recently? Ah!
Pause. No, it could be a play too, right? Could be a little shorty, you know what I mean?
I'm saying, you can answer that.
No, but, I was thinking about this quote because as we go through life, there's people, as you realize, that are only there at the end game. They only want the prize.
As I said before we started filming, is that people want to be at your graduation party, but they don't want to be there when you're studying.
Right.
They don't want to help you when you're cramming in that 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m. They don't want to help you learn a lesson, but they'll be there for the party.
Exactly.
So have you had a situation where people were there for your fruits, but not there to help you dig through the soil?
A lot of times, like I told you this last few years, I've been on a rampage deleting people from my social life.
You're good with that. You're better than me.
Only because after a while, I realized if you're not feeding and there's not anything that is keeping you relevant in my life, why are you going to benefit afterwards?
But then what about no harm, no foul? People that don't take away, but they also don't add anything. How do you feel about that?
Then you just stay in the acquaintance zone. That's fine. We could be acquaintance. We could be homies. Occasionally we chill. Occasionally we vibe. Nothing more, nothing less.
Any specific situation where you felt people were taking from your fruit? I'm sorry, it's just because of the fruit.
No. So
picking at your apples?
No, for real. No, there was
biting your berries?
There's this one time, like I remember, I just started making money. Right now, I told people about my vision, about my dream. And, oh no! I was like, yo, I'm gonna need some starter up. Who want to help and see? Oh, no, but if it ever gets big, let me know. I'm talking about the vending joint. And then lately, I've been seeing these same people. Oh, it's doing so well. Can you teach me the game? Could you, let me borrow $500. Let me get $100. And I'm like, nah, I'm cool. You only want it because it was successful. When I wasn't doing good the first year, when I was in the red, I told you, bro, this wasn't a good idea.
Now they want to say something.
Now they want to grab the fruits.
I think that this quote very much applies to family, especially because I know I got a big thing against family. I keep saying, family's the first to hurt you. I know, I must.
And the second and the third.
It is, but it's true. It's true. It's the closest to you that hurts you the most. But it's just this reality that people closest to you especially because he's a family. Because I think Jay-Z said it, and I know I'm calling a celebrity, I know, come at me, but because they feel like they can't do it, they don't want to see you do it. So they won't help you in the soil. But then when you have the fruit, it's like, oh, well, I see you doing really good there. Can you help a brother out? Can you help me do this? Could you help me do that? But you wasn't there to try to help grow the tree.
Like Rick Ross said, or no, was it Drake? Drake, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
No, that was Kobe.
No. The song "Stay Scheming."
Oh, stay scheming.
Yeah, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Yeah,
it's true. I mean, I'm not trying to be spiteful, but at the same time, you gotta cut off some bottom feeders, especially people that are salting your soil, because there are some people that they'll stick around, and if you're not careful, your soil won't be able to grow any fruit after a certain point. Or
it's like the weeds. They're weeds. Yeah, they're not allowing you to grow because they're growing right with you. They're destroying everything that you're building. You gotta be careful of those too.
Yeah.
Because they don't mind a little sprouting, but they're here to damage it. Yeah, man.
I think sometimes, not to beat this dead horse, because I know we got other things to talk about, but I think sometimes people may not even realize how much they're damaging your fruit.
Right.
You know, sometimes people think that even when they're trying to help you, they don't realize that they're really just making things worse by not understanding, get the hell out of my garden, you're not helping.
Right. So true, man. No, I appreciate that. And before we go on to the next one, right? I went overseas to Jamaica, had a good time, had to handle a lot of business, but I also was like, hey, let's have a conversation. So before we have the conversation, let's have the conversation starter.
Conversation starter?
I have Ray
You trying to get me drunk, bro?
Hennessy, Crown Royale.
Why you getting Hennessy? Because I'm black, you want to give me Hennessy?
Nah, man, it's just I like this flavor. So which one you want to drink?
Oh, you like the flavors? You like the dark, don't you?
I ain't go to camp.
That's right. I told you about that.
Yes,
I told you about that name.
You did.
Don't be saying that name on camera.
Man. So which one you want to drink today?
All right, let's try the Ray and Nephew, because I haven't had the chance to try it.
Okay, go ahead, my man. Help yourself. I will have a little bit of the Hennessy VSOP.
So tell me why, and I'm sure Ray and Hennessy is cool, but why look like a plantation on the front?
There it is. That's the first time, yeah.
It's no, seriously, it's a plantation.
It's a plantation.
Is it
from British? When the British owned Jamaica.
All hail the Queen?
Yeah, so this is the overproof. This is a little bit higher percentage than the Ray and Nephews here.
You come back with bearing gifts and whatnot. I thought you was going to give me another watch.
Man, not yet. Not till we make 500,000.
Oh, man. Yo, what's good with this? Oh, I look like a lame on camera.
I got you, bro.
All right, I feel like the top.
We can. Yeah, because sometimes.
Whoa, excuse me. You trying to
right there?
That's good. That's way more than I
You smell that.
Listen, he trying to get me drunk. You see?
Pause. That's the sound bad. Yo, you trying to get me drunk. You got to mix it.
Yeah, that sound like a...
You got to mix it, man. Put some hair on your chest, man.
Well, I keep saying that.
All right, fine. Hair
I got hair on my
beard.
Y'all see my beard. Finally.
Man, the more you got to eat more.
Y'all probably not going to see it after this episode.
You got to go downtown on a girl. Get the paradise growing, bro.
The taste is good, but it is strong.
It is very strong. You going to drink it cold like that? Cool.
I'm going to have it neat for now.
All right, so now you ready to start? Can we get a cheers? Cheers, my brother.
Illuminati.
Illuminati forever.
Illuminati.
Cheers, my brother.
To the Illuminati.
Illuminati forever.
Come join us in the Illuminati. Triangle Society. So you got the quote? I'm not the quote, the first social.
All right, we do that again. You want to do it again? Yeah. So right now, my brother, as you can see, we're about to show. We're going through a whole little episode of just socials. All right, we got 4 socials lined up. Let's get into it.
People don't want help. They want attention. And that thing has been on me because I'm like, no, you don't want help. You want the attention that brokenness gets you. And so you're not ever going to be healed. You're not ever going to get what you need to get, because if you do that, nobody's going to pay attention to you anymore. And you would rather have the attention
than the healing,
than the healing and the help. And so while we're walking around life trying to do better, trying to heal and stuff, no, people genuinely do not want help. They will tell you that they do. But when it's in their face and it's right in front of them and all they got to do is reach and grab it, they're not going to take it, because that means they're not going to get no attention.
Oh, baby.
that thing got real for me this week in a couple of different ways. Like, no, help is here.
It ain't on the way.
It is right in front of you, and you would rather not.
Wow.
And then you're going to continue to talk about it and complain about it. But you had the opportunity to get some help.
I'm going to start by saying,
Can I say preach? Toast her, that queen right there. She's preaching.
yeah, she learned everything from me. I told her
Okay.
everything she know. I'm going to start by saying, quote that I've been saying since high school, you're only allowed to complain if you're doing something about it.
Okay.
I stand on that.
Elaborate a little bit more for me.
People, so many times, they'll have a problem. So let's say I come to you and I got a problem.
So, Fred, what's your problem?
My problem is I got an annoying girlfriend that always gets upset anytime I post a handsome picture on social media.
Okay.
You know? And
So what you gonna do about it?
I come to you every time and I'm like, I don't know why my girlfriend's doing this. I don't know why she's so insecure. Why she's so worried about me. I'm not cheating on her. I'm not doing nothing.
Right.
And I talk to you about it 6 months down the line, 8 months down the line,
Okay.
year down the line. She's still doing it. And I keep coming to you talking about it. What are you going to say to me after the first few times I keep talking to you about it?
Listen, after a while, I'm gonna say, please don't bring that back to me.
And why is that?
It's because if you say you're thirsty and I'm saying here's water and you don't want the water, then to me you're not thirsty. Don't tell me you're thirsty if you don't want the water that I'm giving you. You feel me?
No, you're right.
So in this situation, right, I think the big issue is there's a lot of people that love to stay, and I said this before in a previous episode, in a victim mentality. They don't want the help. They just want to complain because they want the attention. Bad intention is better than no attention at all. Bad attention. They want you to feel bad for them. Some people like that. Oh, woe is me. Oh, can you feel my pain? Can you feel my pity?
That is true.
Oh.
You said pity. I thought you was about to rhyme it with something else. I'm not going to say that word. We want to keep this family friendly. I'm going to try and stay family friendly from now on. I'm going to try to not curse for much anymore. But you do have a point, because I was saying behind the scenes that I'm not sure if it's only attention.
Right.
But as I was talking with our producer, I do think there's a point to, we do live in an attention generation where attention is the best form of currency. And even if it's the type of attention of, well, I'm not doing anything about it, but at least somebody's listening to me complain.
It's horrible.
Like, for me, you can come to me about your problems.
You're right.
At the same time, if you keep talking to me about the same problems, and I've had this happen with friends, men and women, after a while, I'm going to say, well, what are you doing about it?
Right.
I get tired of hearing you complain about the fact that you can't find a good guy out there. I get tired of hearing you complain about the fact that issues with your family or issues with your dating life or whatever. It's like, okay, I'm your friend, I will listen, but what are you gonna do about it?
Sometimes the answer is as simple as self-reflection, looking within, seeing what's going on, because sometimes the problem can be fixed within. Going out and seeking help, seeking therapy, looking at and analyzing the problem. Is this really a problem? Sometimes people make problems out of things that's not even a problem. You ever experienced that?
That does happen. I would like to elaborate on that. Like,
go ahead.
So one problem that I do think that people make, is especially when it comes to dating, is this is a little bit, I may be saying it a little bit mean, but I do think that sometimes the reason why people can't find a good partner is because they're the problem themselves. You can't find a good partner if you're not a good partner to be with. How am I a good partner and I'm dealing with you and you haven't dealt with your damage? And to, I'm not sure of the woman's name.
Me neither.
But I kind of get the impression that she's dealt with people maybe in a dating space where they're complaining about their issues a lot, because that's usually what it is about.
Yeah, or just in life. I believe this can apply to anything.
That is true.
Other than, and again, minus those who are terminally ill, because sometimes there's nothing you can do, you just want to be heard. But
why do you think that, well, instead of asking a question, I'll just say that I personally believe that one of the reasons why people would rather complain than do something about it is because it takes a lot more work to be healed than it does to just complain about something.
Yeah, because you have to address the issue at hand. You have to sometimes remove the scab to heal properly the wound. And you rather talk about the surface, but don't want to really get to the deep level of that gutting and cleaning out. So you rather talk about the problem than to address it, because you know the addressing of it is going to cause a whole world upside down kind of feel.
Healing
which sucks. Healing sucks.
Healing hurts.
But it's beneficial. It is.
No, I agree with you. It's like, because I do
Right.
therapy and I think about these things. I think about the reality that people don't want to heal. They say they want to, but they don't really want to, because when I say, well, then why aren't you doing this? It's like, oh, well, I don't want to do that because X, Y, and Z. And then I say, well, you're just going to perpetuate your hurt then.
And you know why they don't want to heal, some of them? Their identity is in the hurt.
Now, that's a large discussion.
Yeah, that's another one.
No, we can
but
take 2 minutes to talk about it.
But hear me
Take
out.
2 minutes.
When you start complaining enough, you are what you say. You say what you are. So when people say, I mean what I say what I mean, eventually you become the hurt. You identify as the hurt.
You identify as the victim.
Yeah, the hurt is you. Like, there will be times I used to say on this podcast, and I had to address this with my own therapist. Hey,
Good on you.
I am tired. I'm tired. I'm doing this, but I'm tired. So eventually the therapist says, so what you gonna do about it? Keep saying you're tired? My dude, go get some sleep. Schedule a day out of the month. He said, even if it's one day out of the month where this is a relaxation day where you sleep. Instead of me keep saying it for 4 episodes straight, oh, I'm tired, but I keep on grinding, right? The grind doesn't stop. You address it. You become what you are. You identify. That's why some people, I'm stupid, I'm fat. You start to really live that and stuff.
I said to my therapist, I had this.
I'm trans skinny.
Yo, I like that. I'm trans skinny.
I identify as a skinny person. I'm just not there yet. No, I'm joking. Please don't come after me.
I'm trans wealthy. What's good? Yo, I need to make a song called Trans Wealthy.
Just joking.
I need to make a song called Trans Wealthy. I have to make a song called Trans Wealthy.
You know, because listen, guys, we got to be able to joke about certain things. So please don't come after me. Didn't mean it.
No, they shouldn't come after you, because then they're coming after you for your identity, which is wrong. Don't judge this man on his identity.
Oh, man.
He likes having his berries played with, and he likes to be trans. Well, he is trans skinny.
Wow.
What's wrong?
I like my berries played with.
You said they picking at your fruit. You said you ain't. What's wrong with that?
That was too funny. That was a good one. Let's get me back for all the times I got him back.
Yeah, all your booty jokes.
Oh man.
Let's end it there. I want to let you know what's going on.
But seeing that, you know, we deal with attention. You ever also, because this is a perfect example, people complain sometimes, like, why is this other race or this other group of people doing so much better? But when we look at ourselves, are we doing what they're doing? Let's roll the film and you'll see what we're talking about.
Jump right into it.
Let's jump into it.
You know what the Hispanics do? 20 of them be in one house. Black neighborhoods, while we fighting over who block that is, the Hispanics came in on the west side. They started with 20 of them in one house. Then they bought a house next door. Now it's 10 and 10. Then they bought a house next door. Now it's 5 and 3. And then we look up, they got the whole block now. We like, what the fuck going on? Yeah. Because we don't want to work together. We so busy trying to be a boss on our own and don't nobody want to do nothing to help nobody. We fucking up the program. White people, black people. Bro, I told myself the other day, it just popped in my head. I said, I'm going to tell my kids they can stay with me as long as they want to.
Okay.
I'm not about to get to the
18.
And it's time to go now. You can live with me the rest of your life as long as we are putting a plan together for this family to be successful. We all going to live together.
It's funny you brought this one up because I was actually having a conversation about this recently.
This is real.
I haven't done all my research yet, but I feel like, at least in the Black community, we started falling apart somewhere along the 80s. Not that we didn't have our problems before then, but somewhere in the 80s, whether it be the crack epidemic or whatnot, or the Reagan era, things just started to fall apart in terms of our community with us working together. Because what he was talking about, my mom grew up in that generation. Your mom grew up in a generation of Black communities working together.
Right.
We grew up in, My mom grew up in a house where it was 2 parents at one point, 4 kids, and even like my oldest uncle, sometimes he would bring his girlfriend home like, and that's in a 2-bedroom apartment with 7 people. So we have done this, but I don't know why it changed. What do you think?
I know the redlining had something to do with this. The crack epidemic had something to do with this. The
Man, out the-
economic disparity amongst the community started to get worse. That had something to do with when drugs came in and guns came in. But what he said, why I had to took my glasses off, is I was talking to this Indian guy. He owns the Dunkin' Donuts not that far from me. Right? And
You asked him about franchising and stuff?
yeah, I asked him how much, and he was telling me, you know, how affordable it is. And he was like, he doesn't see why other races don't jump in on this, because his family owns 7 Dunkin' Donuts. And they hire mostly what? Indians. Now they do hire some blacks to do night shifts and stuff.
But how many, not to say anything about us, but how many of us go to Dunkin' Donuts to look for a job? Sometimes some of us think that we're better than that.
Yeah, but I was just looking at it, and he explained this story. He said when he came here, it was 10 of them in 1-bedroom apartment. And then they started doing odd jobs, selling candies and cleaning and housework and so on. And then little by little, they saved their money and bought 1 Dunkin' Donut.
What
After
else?
they bought one, they bought the second. Then they bought a house. Then they went from 1 house to 2. In Mount Vernon, they own 7 houses. The original 10 own 7 houses, bro. Why can't we do this? Go ahead.
One reason why I will explain why we don't exactly do it the same way is because a lot of times the people that own these businesses are doing these, 7, 10 people in one living space. They are living the immigrant experience. That is not the exact same thing as the African American experience. There's parallels, but the reality is that even with the issues in the Black community that have happened, it's not always the exact same struggle as the immigrant experience. You're not only fighting against sometimes colorism and prejudice, but you're also fighting language barriers. You're fighting economic barriers. You're fighting not only just you and your family, but you have the grandparents, and you may have great-grandparents with you. All that coupled at once, it's really sink or swim, and you're grasping at any opportunity to survive. Whereas for us, we do have skin in the game in the United States, good or bad. So sometimes we will turn our nose up to the opportunity of working at a Subway or franchising something as a Dunkin' Donuts because we think that we're too good for it. Or on the other side, which is arguable,
We don't know.
that's a third one. Another one is we feel like we're owed more because of how long we've been here, so we don't want to choose that. It's multifaceted.
Like I think we complain a little bit too much. Yes, there's systematic racism, and yes, you might feel these things, but what are you doing? There's so many opportunities in spite of.
Back to the first one, what are you doing about it?
60, like if it's $60K to open up a Dunkin' Donuts.
That's it.
Right? And that's to have maybe 100 or 200K of liquid asset. Eventually you can, if 6 friends decide to put money together, you can get that. But this is the crab in a barrel mentality. I don't really want to see you win. I say I'm proud of you, but I don't want to see you win. Because if this was the case, bro, when I tell people, I even told a few people, hey, let's move to Maryland. Let's do these things, and let's get a compound and stuff. Oh, yeah, it sounds good and all, blah, blah, blah. But nobody wants to really put the work in. They want to see the after results. And that's fine. But no one wants to put the struggle and work in just to see. Because if you can own land, build a house that holds everyone in there, and then branch out, like every other race does this and becomes successful, but us. Like we, at 18, get out. 19, get out. Like you said, I'm on that same wavelength. If I have a kid, I'm not kicking you out. But the next thing is, what is the plan? Let's grow. So if you're gonna work, even if it's a McDonald's job, I'm gonna need some of that paycheck. We gonna go and do what we gotta do, go make this money and build an empire. Cause when you look at this, I was like, yo, you own 5 Dunkin' Donuts, right? With the overhead that's not that high, right? You might not be taking home millions and millions of dollars, but the couple hundred that you're taking home and you split, come on.
Well, let me ask you this. Why do you think that we don't even think to try to do things like a franchising?
Because we disenfranchised.
All right, I like that. I like that. That's a good one. Why don't you think? Why don't we try to franchise? Because we disenfranchised. Look at you on your hotep tip.
It is real.
Look at you.
Like when I look at it, bro, think about this.
Got the Maciah Umar Johnson.
Right? The thing about it is when you look at the pain, the struggles, people want to say slavery doesn't impact us, but we're still living with the slave mentality.
Agreed.
The us versus the us, the have-nots. The have versus the have-nots. The us versus them. Even in our own community, the block versus block that you don't even own a block. Like, I was looking at it, I was like, yo, what if we bought 4 houses and stuff? Then you could say I kind of own a piece of the block.
Yeah.
But no, we just sit on the corner of the store and say, yo, this block is mine. I'll die for this block. And you don't do nothing. While these other people's like, you know what? This apartment is pretty nice. 10 people in here. Let's pull our money together. If right now, bro, we pulled our money together when we were younger, imagine where we would be now. We probably sitting on millions.
Probably at least own the property each.
Easy. But it's not real.
Pulling resources together, there is this crab in a barrel mentality. I guess because we always feel that where there's only so much resources, so I'm gonna get for me, and if you can't get for you, then that's on you.
That sucks.
But going back to what I was saying earlier about I don't know when we stop working together. I feel like it happened sometime after the 70s and the 80s because we used to do this. I don't know why this happened, or when this happened, I should say. But the reality is that it's still going on today all over the world.
Okay.
So many different communities, so many different cultures. The reason why we don't do it, I think it's deeper. I think it's embedded in the culture, at least in the last 40 years, because everybody's always teaching you, or everybody's always professing about go be a boss. Everybody's always professing, you know, oh, you gotta go get this money. You gotta do this. Yo, F these people, leave them behind. You don't need, there's no preaching about working together. There's no community preaching.
No community, not even in the church.
But people will go join a gang for a piece of the community to feel like they're a part of something.
And you know what is also too, we love this living above our means.
Oh, absolutely.
Which really hurts us. When you can afford your life, but you're paying, you know, to live in your apartment and have to pay for a storage unit because you have too much stuff.
That sounds like an anecdotal experience.
You see what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying about some people.
It is hurtful to know that your money, instead of us saying, all right, I got enough stuff. I don't mind wearing the same thing over and over and over. Let's go invest this money. No, I'd rather get a storage to get more stuff. And then that storage is too small, I get a bigger storage.
Because people are focused on buying things that'll make them feel like they're in a better situation and actually doing the work to be in a better position.
Right.
Because once again, it's hard to get healed financially as well.
Exactly.
You know how much times it's like, I look back at some of the things that I've learned now and I'm like, dang, if I would have had that information before, I'd be in such a better position.
Remember when I taught you those things?
Yo, the bonds and
imagine if we knew these things again when we were younger. Oh my gosh, we would have been millionaires.
It's that camaraderie, it's that teamwork, it's that sharing of information, sharing of knowledge, carrying the struggle along with each other that makes things easier to deal with. But you know, what do I know? I'm only suffering the same issue as what he's talking about.
Right. What do I know? And the sad thing about it is I experienced this in my own community. I had an opportunity. I'm starting to make a little bit of money. So I came to all the people that I considered my close friends. And I said, hey, let me invest in this. Oh, no, I can take this money and do something. I said, that's not the plan.
All right, you go eat for today and starve for tomorrow.
And then when you took me up on the offer, Dajonte took me up, a couple others took me up. But when you see that this is a plan that could actually do something later on, it's not for the now, everyone's like, wow, but this guy is so busy questioning me. And not in a good way, not in a good way. It's in a way where it's like, how dare you know more than me? And because you think you know more than me, I'm going to debunk this thing. And now
stay broke.
He's suffering.
I sent you that Soulja Boy clip that I tell you that I think about anytime something goes wrong. I'm like, yo, y'all going to die broke. Y'all ain't going to never be rich.
Yeah.
But speaking of eating better today, I just learned that recently, some people, that's what they define as EBT. Eat better today.
Eat better today.
And I was like, yo, that's a fire acronym.
And speaking about Soulja Boy, you going to jail.
Oh, boo! Boo!
You going to jail.
Boo! Tomato, boo! Yo,
run the third clip.
Run the third clip. We talking about EBT. We talking about social services.
An unemployed Californian woman bragged about spending her food stamps on overpriced Asian food.
So you're probably thinking, what the hell? Why is she at Air One if she's broke? Well, I'm using my EBT, okay? So this shit was technically free. First time trying the Tiger Roll, it had like real crab in it, so I thought it'd be good.
When critics called out her unreasonable spending, Mitchie hit back, saying that poor people deserved nice things as well.
Their vegan tuna, which they don't make anymore, were the only good rolls at Air One. So don't waste your money on their sushi. Unless you have EBT, then go ahead and go try it.
Some social media users even suggested that she doesn't deserve benefits and should be reported for scamming the system. Then Mitchie seemingly backtracked, claiming that her video was only a satire.
So
how quick she backtracked though?
Nah, we gonna have a conversation
Ran
about
on
this.
the plug twice.
Nah, we gonna have a conversation about this because I felt both opposite ends of the spectrum about this. So I'm gonna discuss this. So first question I'm gonna ask you: is there a right or wrong way to spend your unemployment money? Let us know in the comments.
Well, that's not unemployment money. Yes, EBT. Food stamps.
Food stamps.
Unemployment.
Come on, you
can get it, but food stamps is really to help in real need. Now, can you get it with unemployment? Yes. Your mom's social worker, my mom's social worker. So we know a little bit about this.
My mom worked 27 years, food stamps, public service.
And my mom worked 27 as well.
So you know.
Before retiring.
So then I'll rephrase the question for Maciah since you want to be particular.
No, just because I'm saying unemployment, yeah, you work for that joint. So get your unemployment.
Is there a right way to spend your
EBT? No. Yes. I would say yes.
There's a right way?
Yes, there's a right way. Listen, you're getting money from the government that taxpayers. And now I'm a taxpayer that's in a high 1%. Or 10, I should say 10.
Listen, you're snitching on yourself.
Yeah. Maybe 30. Sorry, you're right. I'm snitching. IRS, I'm broke as shit.
Exactly.
Excuse my language. But you know what? The problem I have is if you are in need, why are you spending so much money? You getting $400 or $500 on your SNAP, right? Mm-hmm. And I could use some SNAP. Pause. I know y'all gonna hit me up.
I told you he like them berries plate with.
Listen, they're gonna be like, yo, you too fat. You don't need no SNAP. But no, I know some people struggling who could really use it and only get like 100. And there's other people milking the system, and I hate that. But the hustle in me is if you can milk it, milk it.
I have to say, I thought about this at first, and I'm like, yo, why are you wasting your money on expensive sushi or whatever? But then I thought about it, and I said, as a tax-paying citizen, that's my money. I put into that. That's my money paying me back for when I would not have.
But what if you didn't?
Because I've been unemployed.
But what if you didn't do anything to deserve it? So, for example, those who get EBT get their their benefits and all these things. That's because they had like 6 and 7 kids. They milk the system.
All right, listen.
No, I'm trying to be real.
No, you're being real.
They get WIC. They get all these things, and I'm like, damn.
Listen, some people gonna fall through the cracks. That's just life, unfortunately. Like, listen, I can't go around knocking on every baby mama's door saying, "How many kids did you have? Did you do it on purpose? You trying to get this EBT?" I can't do that.
I'm not saying two, but I'm just saying that's
You know?
the problem.
Leave
with
that
the
sexy
system.
red culture alone. Stop hating on her, man. Stop hating on sexy red. But
Yeah, go ahead.
the reality is that, is there a right or wrong way? Yes and no, because it's like, yeah, you can do the right thing with it, but what about if you really are just going through a lot of depressive states, especially if you're dealing with unemployment and
So you just need to splurge? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say splurge, but I do think it's okay to treat yourself to something good sometimes to help your mood elevate to get through what you may be going through. That don't mean you put it on social media now.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't say that.
And then you gonna make all this possible money because you're a cute Asian girl.
Chill. Be careful what you say now. You know, I can't have you,
Hey, she's not Asian?
I'm just saying, just be careful what you say, because
She's
I know
not cute?
Listen, I know you
Are
be
you
jumping.
saying she's ugly?
No,
What are you saying, Wise?
I'm just saying, because I know
For the camera, what are you saying?
I'm saying my next question is,
No,
do
see, you
poor
can't
people
answer.
deserve nice things? That's what I'm trying to say. Do poor people deserve nice things? Because that's what she asked.
On poor people budget. You deserve nice things on poor people budget, bro.
Yo, I can't curse. I can't curse.
You can't be on EBT driving a BMW Mercedes. What about a 1994 Honda Civic? Be real, bro.
Okay.
Nah,
No,
for real.
keep going.
Listen, instead of buying the expensive Remy Martin, buy the $5 bottle. Like what? Like you can't really. I'm not saying don't treat yourself ever. Okay. Like go on a vacation, do something, learn something historical. That's cool. But this unnecessary splurging when you're broke. You know what I read?
You sound like you're getting passionate about this. I'm listening.
No, for real,
I'm listening.
it's bad.
I'm listening.
Yo, the other day I read this article talking about people taking loans to go on vacation. Bro, how many percent did you think? 16% out of 1,000 people.
Before you go on, if you take a loan out to go on vacation, you deserve to be broke. Continue.
But you see what I'm saying? Broke men trying to live these extravagant lifestyles.
Because of social media.
And I'm saying you don't need to. Enjoy it. You want to save and go on that Disney trip. You want to take your family to the Bahamas. But when you putting yourself in debt, poor people deserve good poor people things.
Yo, that's a clip right there.
Yo, when I was poor.
That's true. I did this.
It is what it is. We put our money together.
We
got
did.
beef
patties and 50-cent sodas.
It was the best thing at that time, right?
I got the lemon lime green 50-cent soda, the Tropicana joints.
Right, when we were
store.
poor, we got stuck in Yonkers. What happened?
Yo.
We put our money together. I'm just telling you, poor people can enjoy poor things.
We did what poor people do, and what did? We walked.
We walked and put our money together and got home.
We walked. And then my next question, you know what, before I don't want to move.
What about you, though? I know I said it.
Do poor people deserve nice things? I think, I don't want to say this, but I agree with you. You got to live within your budget. You got to.
Thank you. What about you, producer? Nod yes or no. You think poor people
deserve nice things?
Deserve nice things?
Just because you deserve it doesn't mean you should have it.
Oh, that's deep.
Fair
enough.
Prolific. That's prolific.
Just in case you didn't hear, he say, just because you deserve it doesn't mean you need to have it.
Right now.
Right now. And I agree. When I was saying that whole tangent, it is right now. If you can't afford, why put yourself in more debt just to show off for some pictures or for that one moment in time where you can enjoy it when there's so much things you can do within?
So then you would think that you definitely, so then you would agree that this is an example of oversharing.
I think it is. I don't think this should have been a video unless, like she said, it's for satire, right? That's what she said?
Allegedly, but
so
I'll
if
take
that
a word in it.
is,
I'll take a word in it.
It is what it is. Sometimes you want to do stuff like make videos and skits because I made a page.
Yeah.
Not everything that I said on my page
Maciah's Gems, go follow it on YouTube.
Right? I live by. Sometimes it's just for humor. Just laugh with me.
But you can't, let's be real, you can't be playing with people's money. Like you can't, people are struggling every day. So if I'm broke, I've been without a job and I've been without money more times than I can count. And if I grow up in this generation and I'm on social media and I see that I'm struggling with my EBT and you out here eating $25 sushi and I'm like, come on. But at the same time, to each his own with what they do with their money.
Shout out to these restaurants. I wouldn't trust a restaurant that take EBT like that.
So basically what you're telling me.
That's some very like high-end hooch
So
Stubby
I know
stop.
you're not turning your nose up to
I'm not.
to Red Lobster taking EBT now.
But Red Lobster don't. But if they take EBT, look
I've
that
heard
up.
stories of
I
people
don't know.
going to
You
Red
know
Lobster on
Red Lobster
EBT.
taking EBT? No, I've never heard of that.
It's a franchise restaurant.
Yeah, franchises don't usually take EBT. Some do, but not
McDonald's
all.
don't take EBT?
No, not to I. The cash part, all right, there's a part that they do have a cash incentive on the EBT.
Because it's like they treat
that
it like
you
a debit card now
you
with
can
EBT.
treat it like a debit card. But
Yeah.
I've never heard of Red Lobster. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to look it up. Next episode, we'll talk about it.
So
real
the final
quick.
question then
Go
is unemployment your money or is it taxpayers' money?
Well, unemployment is yours. There's a certain amount of taxes that come out of your money that
Okay.
goes to unemployment.
And
EBT
does come out of taxpayers.
It comes out of taxpayers,
Which is
but
your
not
money.
necessarily all the time your money.
Nah, come
Why
on.
I say that is if you're unemployed, people still pay into EBT.
But that's money that I paid beforehand. That the EBT is the money that I was paying.
That is true, but I don't know, man. I don't know. You could be unemployed, and your EBT came out of the money when you was employed, but you're not employed.
Yeah,
and you
because
still
that's
get
insurance
EBT.
money. That's the money that
get
I
it.
was putting away.
I get it.
So I'm like I understand that people are upset
Me
with her.
too.
I stand by. I think they're mostly upset because she shared it.
Yeah.
That's the issue. Because you got people all the time wasting. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody complaining about her, how she spends her EBT, and you buying $7 box of Frosted Flakes.
What's wrong with Frosted Flakes?
Because you buying the Kellogg's brand, the $7 version, the $6.99.
So you compare that to raw fish.
My point is you're spending on expensive things when you can be buying.
Is $7 cereal expensive?
But you're not financially budgeting either.
What's $7 cereal to $25 sushi?
But what's $7 box of cereal when you're spending $2.50 on a box of cereal?
You could get 6 cereals at least out of that. Like
you can get
bowls.
2.5 boxes of regular no frills brand Frosted Flakes.
Does it taste the same? I don't know.
oh, excuse me, big spender. I don't know what poor people food tastes like.
$7?
He
is
buying
not
the
a lot.
sushi. He buying
I don't buy sushi. I don't eat fish. I leave it to Dajonte.
Why you? But you like your berries eaten though.
Nah, not at all.
You like your berries eaten though.
I
Right?
don't, sir.
All right, you capping, but we going put a nail on that. You bring in the next social.
Okay. You know what's funny? There's so many times in life we hustle, and we work hard, but we work hard backwards. So we keep on going to get all this money, right? And that same money, because we didn't take care of our body, we now have to spend that money to take care of our health. A lot of us live to die, but when we die, we didn't really live at all. So let's run this film and let's talk about it.
Okay.
A wise person once said, "What surprises me most about humankind is that we get bored of our childhood, rush to grow up, and long to be children again. That we lose our health to make money, and then lose our money to restore our health. That by thinking anxiously about the future, we forget the present, such that we live in neither the present nor the future. That we live as if we were never going to die, and die as though we've never lived."
Yeah, this was poetic.
I'm like, why is it so somber and serious? Here we are talking about SNAP and EBT, and you talking about living as you're not gonna die and die as you've never lived.
No, but this is real though, because
Very Tupac of you.
There's this perspective of balance that we don't have. Like even me, you grind so hard, right? You grind and you grind and you're grinding. You didn't take care of your health.
Okay.
Now the same money that you now were grinding for, you got to pay to the doctors. I have a good story right here.
Please.
Can I share?
Go right ahead.
So my mom had a coworker, right? She didn't take any vacations other than the ones that she was forced to take. She's like, when she retires, she's gonna go and travel everywhere, right? At 66, I'm at this retirement party with my mom and her. 3 days later, she dies. Didn't get a chance to, this is a true story, didn't get a chance to do all this. Oh, when I retire, she worked her ass off. And at the end,
I got some, but
Her
keep going.
ass was in the grass.
I got some, but
Go
keep
ahead.
going. You know what this remind me of?
What?
I was talking to my mom this weekend, and we were talking about Social Security, and I said, you know what would suck? If right when you retire 65, you don't get to collect none of that money.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what that Social Security is? Where does that money come from?
Where?
Tell me where Social Security comes from.
From the workers.
And what is it called? What is that called then? A tax, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you should buy expensive sushi. Because when you gotta spend that money, when you unemployed, you need to enjoy it. That's what they talking about, living. You dying, but you ain't never really lived, so go buy that expensive sushi.
Sorry, you failed on that one.
Nah, stop it, you capping. Nah,
That's
you know
enough.
No, get out of here.
All right, maybe a D.
You call me the reach guy, I'm reaching. No, but in all seriousness.
No, seriously,
in all seriousness, though, I do kind of suffer for this. You know me personally. I am very much of a, I do work very hard, and I do sometimes, I think I enjoy my life as much as I can.
Right.
But at the same time, there are things that hold you back from being able to want to do these things, like responsibilities. The woman that your mom was working with, I'm sure that she felt obligated to work, not only just because of her job, but because of her responsibilities.
Yeah, in life, and then you're looking to the promised land, and then at the promised land, there is no promised land because you die before even crossing over, which sucks. This shows us to remember perspective, like enjoy every step that you are in. Because again, when I was a kid, I always wanted to get old as shit. I can't wait till I get older. I'm gonna make all this money. I'm gonna do these things. And then when I get old, I wish I was a kid again. I have all these expenses and stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, I love the money that I could spend, but I wish I had not so much responsibilities.
Have you ever seen the movie Don't Look Up with
Yeah.
Do you remember at the end where Leonardo DiCaprio said, I think like the last line in the movie was, "We really had everything, didn't we?"
Mm-hmm.
And to your point about the whole promised land thing, I kind of feel similar to Leonardo DiCaprio in that I understand your religion aspect and, if you believe in an afterlife or heaven or whatnot, but is this not the promised land? Is life enough? If not, isn't all these possibilities that we can ravel in, isn't that the promised land? Why can't we enjoy that while we have it?
There's this song that I listen to all the time. It says, I won't die to get to mine. I want my paradise.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Nothing. But in this quote, it's just why I wanted to play this more, is just for a balance. Like, we just have to remember each step, because sometimes we live on this earth and we're living to die, right?
Like at work?
Yeah, you're just working. I hate my job, no pun intended.
Hey, go listen to
right?
it on Spotify.
I'm just waiting for my payday, no pun intended.
Go listen to that on Spotify and everywhere.
Talking to my girl, is everything big enough? No pun intended.
Yeah, that one too.
But after a stressful life and a stressful time, I want to take 13 shots, no pun intended.
That's not a good idea, but please go listen to that.
No, but I say all this to say, because there's this balance that we fail to reach, and to say, you know what, I'm in this moment, let me enjoy this moment. Next moment, let me enjoy it. It's gonna come with its own issues, it's gonna come with its own problems. We're rushing to get to the next step, and then when we get there and we reach the end of the road and we realize that this is it, and we didn't get to enjoy all the steps, we're thinking there is more. And like he says, like, a lot of people are living to die.
Why do we do that?
Instead of dying to live, like, you know what I mean?
But why do we do that? I personally believe, I don't know what you're gonna say, but most human beings, I don't think, have the luxury to do what he's saying. Now, I agree with everything he's saying, but I don't believe that most human beings have that luxury to sort of,
Be in the moment.
Yeah, because you're just trying to survive. You're really just trying to get by with what you can get.
I say, even if you have small victories, like, listen, so many times, even when it comes to those who have kids, instead of just enjoying their kids for who they are and what they are, they force them to do so many things, all right? Instead of enjoying that your kid just won that, she made the game-winning shot, he made the game-winning shot, you're on to the next game instead of just celebrating that moment with him.
I'm guilty of doing stuff like that. Not with kids, but just in general.
In graduation, instead of us just taking the time to like, wow, I did this. Proud to do it. We're on to the next. We're moving so fast in hyper speed that it slows down everything else that we should be enjoying. It slows it down to that we don't even remember it.
Maybe
So
maybe our mindsets will change if and when we have kids, because when hold up, my thought is that when you have kids, as an adult, time sort of like is expanded and it slows down for you, but for kids, they grow up so quickly. So you really do want to spend all those moments and share it with them, and really don't want them to grow up. Maybe because we're, adults without kids and we have a different frame of reference. We just want to be successful and work hard and get everything. Whereas maybe when we have an offspring, we really just want things to slow down so we can share it more.
like
I'm just thinking.
No, I even talk to parents. Like some parents lose their dream in essence because they have kids, right?
Kids kill dreams.
Right. And then also the second thing about that is time is going so fast, like you lose the moments like, oh my gosh, my kid was just walking and now we're at high school graduation. There's no time that we just, as a people, just breathe, enjoy this. Like,
well, what times can we do that? Because by the time your kid turns 5 or 6, you're already working full time. You don't see them except for the morning and the evening, and then on weekends. And then they 16, well, what was it, like 11 years later, now they're going off to college. If they go to college,
I'll tell you one thing, and this is not what everyone needs to do, but when we got to our first 1,000 subscribers, I said, let's go out.
We did.
And we went out and we popped a few bottles and we enjoyed life. That's sometimes, I'm not saying to waste your money like that if you don't have it, please don't. But we made a milestone, right? Because when we reached 500, well, we didn't do nothing. Always, we have 5, congratulations. And then we went on. The 1,000, I was like, hey guys, let's wait and enjoy that we actually got to this point and monetize, and we all got together and we enjoyed that moment for a few hours. It was just us enjoying the moment of what we did before we go. Sometimes you just need that, even if it's a simple dinner.
So then let me ask you this. You're preaching this, but how often do you really enjoy?
Every victory I do. Every victory I have, I take a trip. I buy a car. The SUV that you see me drive occasionally, right? I made 200, I did what I had to do. I realized that, especially because of the scare of what COVID did to me and almost took me out. Life is short. So I take my time and I enjoy every moment. So if I make a victory that I deem worthy of a victory, I'm not talking like, yeah, man, I didn't eat a burger today. Let me now go buy me an expensive watch.
Go get a McDouble, double back?
No, what it is like if I deem it a victory. So when we get to 5,000 subscribers, I might do something. When we reach a certain plateau, hey, yo, pause.
Yo, you don't want to bring up fruit.
Pause. I ain't mentioned no fruit after the first segment, but you're on it. Hey, you want to hold my fruit? It's okay.
Listen, I don't want to touch
cross your face. Now there's joking.
Oh, see?
No, but no. So I think that's the thing, and I think even those on a lesser scale, you might be like, well, Ken, you always talk about you got it. I don't have it like that, but there's smaller victories that you can do at your house.
Name some smaller victories.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with cooking yourself a good meal, saving that little money that you worked hard for. You got a promotion at your job, you want to take your family to the buffet. Ain't nothing wrong with enjoying that small thing. Don't do it so regularly, but enjoy it.
Moderation. You
work hard and the new Yeezys or whatever you like came out. If it's in your right budget, no.
Because I know what you
mentioned
earlier.
If in your right budget, please don't live above your means. You spend and you want to save up and buy that while everything is covered. Do that. Like, enjoy the victories, because sometimes victories don't come so often for some. There's a lot of people constantly winning, and you might only get 3 victories in your whole life.
That is true.
So try to enjoy those 3. When you die.
In fact, before we close up, because we only got a few minutes left, what's 3 of your favorite victories that you've had in your life?
I would say graduating high school and college together, that's one. I would say becoming an entrepreneur and being able, to not live paycheck to paycheck, that's 2. And 3rd is creating a podcast that has the potential of being very high budget. Like when I say the ceiling is ours, it's really ours. Like we went from nothing, something. I think that's amazing because so many podcasts out there,
Are there?
and people choose to listen to ours. Sometimes it's 8 people.
Sometimes it's 80.
Sometimes it's 80.
And sometimes it's 800.
And there's times where it's 5, 14,000, 10,000.
1,000.
It happens. You see, like we experience the highs, the low of the lows. We experience videos that I think should have made thousands, only got 6 views. I experienced videos that I didn't even think was gonna make it, got 11,000. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I love that kind of victory. That's me. What's 3 for you?
I'll say the first one for me is kind of not that serious, but I didn't quit football in high school.
Hey.
I wanted to quit. I really wanted to quit after the first year. I'm like, yo, I didn't have any real good upbringing in terms of, I didn't have a good foundation. I was moving around a lot. So, but I didn't quit.
Right.
And we won a championship the next year. So, that's
there
cool.
There you go.
The second one for me would definitely be, I want to give him credit. I'll say, being a good musician that I am, it is not easy. Success is neither here nor there, but to be able to make music that people actually connect with, a lot of people at that, it does mean a lot to me. And then the third, as corny as it sounds, to be a good trying person. To be a good person, I don't know if you can necessarily be a good person, but to be a good trying person, I'm happy that I can do that because it's not easy, but it does make me feel like, at least if I'm doing something like this, somebody else may do it and the world can be a better place. So I'm happy with that.
And shout out to you, Brooklyn Mirages hit 10,000.
Oh yeah, thanks for everybody listening.
Really good. All Night hit 63.
We gon' get up.
So that's really good. I thank you guys. Today I would just say this, right? Right, can we wrap it up?
Yeah, wrap it up,
All right. Yeah, wrap it up like Trojan.
Trojan man, yeah. Illuminati style.
Illuminati style, and after that, but before you wrap it up, make sure you take a blue chew.
Yo, you cannot keep giving these free promos without getting no checks.
They gonna give it to us soon. But let's try something different with this close-up.
Okay, right? What you want to do, Cap?
This will be Wise and Maciah's advice. All right?
You want to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
So he said something that I want you guys to take home. And I want you to write in the comments. Give us 3 things that you can say you celebrated. The victory, the triumphant time when you say, yo, listen, there's 3 times I can say I can celebrate for. Write that so we can comment and have a little chat. But just remember that a victory, no matter how big or small, is still a victory. Remember that. If you have more wins than losses in that particular category, it's a victory.
For me, I'm going to go with what he said earlier. When you are spending money, if you want to enjoy yourself, just make sure you're spending within your means. So that means that if you got $500 worth of EBT, you better not be spending $450 on that lobster meal. That's all I got to say.
And shout out to Dajonte and Efficient. They couldn't be here with us, but they're doing good. You'll see them soon. Hi, my name is Maciah, here with Wise. Join us.
Make sure you keep that money in your pocket.